What's good? It's Russell King here. Today I'm going to be discussing my WWE Bad Blood predictions. I'm going to jump straight into it. Start off with Damian Priest versus Finn Balor. I think there's no stipulation for this match, if I'm not mistaken, even though probably should be a stipulation, but I understand why. I will say this, I am a bit disappointed in the build-up towards it because it's not really much build-up towards this outside of them turning on each other. Well, Finn turning on Damian at SummerSlam, costing Damian Priest the World Heavyweight Championship against Gunther. Of course, the build-up of them going back and forth when Damian Priest was Money in the Bank. Finn Balor getting cost, Damian Priest costing him at Money in the Bank and SummerSlam for the World Heavyweight Championship. Like, they have that build, but outside of that, they haven't recently built up towards it because they're mainly been focusing on Liv and Ripley, which I understand. But I feel like this been more so on the back burner. They haven't really built up towards it recently on Raw. They mainly just been doing it mainly with Rhea and Liv. I guess you could count the beatdowns on the Judgment Day as part of their build up, I guess, but they haven't really had much one-on-one interactions, in my opinion, and I think they should have more. But overall, I'm excited for this match. I've been loving this. I've been loving the overall story, of Finn, wanting his revenge on Damian Priest. He feels like, he should have been World Heavyweight Champion with Damian Priest costing him with the Money in the Bank briefcase, and Damian wanting his payback because, Finn cost him at SummerSlam. This has been real interesting. I think the only choice here is Finn Balor. I don't think it make any other sense to have Damian Priest win, because if Damian Priest wins, I don't know how you could progress that story, and I think Finn Balor needs to win. Now, I'm not like most internet marks who want Finn Balor to win to become this main eventer that people keep seeing that he's not going to be. I'm sorry, he's just not going to be that guy. You guys got to get over it. But I do think Finn Balor do need to win to build up the Judgment Day a little bit more to continue this rivalry, because they're going to push this rivalry. They're going to have multiple matches. They're not going to have one. They're going to have multiple matches. They're going to do the same thing with Rhea and Liv. So in order to keep pushing this story further and further, I think Finn Balor is the only choice to win this match. Now we have Bayley versus Nia Jax for the WWE Women's Championship. This match just got official due to last week, I'm not mistaken, on SmackDown with Naomi versus Bayley for the #1 contender. Bayley ended up picking up the victory in a really good match. So we're having another rematch of Bayley versus Nia. The obvious choice is Nia Jax, and well, not unfortunately. I love Bayley, but it makes no sense for her to win. It's obvious that Nia Jax is going to win. The only interesting question is, will Tiffany Stratton cash in her Money in the Bank briefcase? Because last week on SmackDown, Nia Jax ended up basically threatening Tiffany Stratton, choking her out, and then Tiffany Stratton, they basically teased Tiffany Stratton cashing in on Nia Jax. I don't think that's going to happen. I think it's too early. I think they're going to wait. They're probably going to wait around Survivor Series to pull the trigger. I don't think they're going to do it at Bad Blood. I think they're going to tease a cash in. She will come out, tease it, but she won't actually pull the trigger. I think Naomi will end up interfering in the match, stopping Tiffany Stratton from cashing in, which will end up costing Bayley the match, who will start the rivalry. I think that's the bigger story here, because I think it's too simple for Bayley just to lose against Nia. Plus, they end up doing that last time they faced with Tiffany interfering, costing Bayley the match. So I think they're going to do it again. They're going to have Tiffany come out, but I think Naomi is going to be different. She's going to interfere, try to stop Tiffany, but she's going to somehow distract the ref while Bayley's getting a pin or whatever. And that's going to cause their feud, because Bayley's going to feel like Naomi cost her the match. And I think eventually Naomi could turn heel later on. I think Naomi will get involved in this match. I feel like Naomi and Tiffany will get involved, helping Nia Jax pick a director. I think Nia Jax is the only person that makes sense to win this match, because Bayley, she just lost, so there's no point in giving her the title back. But I have Nia Jax retaining her WWE Women's Champion. Now, we got a match up here that I'm not sure is official. I don't think it's going to happen at Bad Blood, but it is a possibility. They have done it in the past. They rarely do this where they just randomly add a match at the last minute. But it's Sami Zayn versus Gunther. I don't think this match is going to happen in Bad Blood, but I think it's worth mentioning only because it is a match that is worth being on Bad Blood if they were to do it. So I'm just going to be real honest. As much as I don't want this match to happen, because I kind of don't want Gunther to beat Sami Zayn for certain reasons, it's obvious that Gunther will win this match, obviously. It wouldn't make no sense for Sami to win this early in Gunther's reign. I already explained my reasons in other videos of why I don't want Gunther to defeat Sami, outside of him being one of my favorites. But I just think from a narrative perspective, I think Gunther should have somebody that he cannot beat, instead of making him somewhat vulnerable, to make him not this unstoppable force. He should be unstoppable, but there should be certain people that can actually beat him. That way, you could book yourself out of a corner when you need to have Gunther lose eventually. But yeah, if this match was to happen between Sami and Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship, I think Gunther will retain and end up defeating Sami Zayn. Now we have the Women's World Heavyweight Championship match between Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley, but with Dominic Mysterio in a shark cage. This is very interesting. With Dominic Mysterio being in a shark cage, in some way, they got to figure out a way how they're going to have Liv Morgan retain, because unfortunately, that's who I have retaining. I just don't see a world where they have Rhea Ripley win it right now, especially with Triple H long-term booking. Triple H love to stretch out a story, and I just don't see no other way. I think personally they're going to stretch this to WrestleMania. That's just me personally. I don't want it to be stretched to WrestleMania because I don't think it's that good. I think it's a good story, but I don't think it's that good of a story to do it. But I understand why they would do it, because Judgment Day is one of the most popular things in WWE, so it makes sense to do it. But I think Liv Morgan will retain. Now, how she retains is very interesting. It's going to be interference. It's going to be one or two things happening. One, either Dominic Mysterio somehow escapes the cage somehow, or two, Judgment Day interferes and helps Liv Morgan. Now, a lot of people are going with the Raquel Rodriguez helping Liv Morgan and making sure she retains her title, which I can see. I'm just not going to predict that because there's no information about her. Now, it could be WWE keeping her injury report on the download. That could be a thing. That could be a thing. But I'm just not going to expect it, so that way you won't be disappointed. Because a lot of times fans will expect certain things and then be mad when it don't happen. I'm not going to expect Raquel. I'm just going to assume it's going to be regular Judgment Day shenanigans, and then somehow Dominic Mysterio escapes the cage by Judgment Day getting a key or some sort, and then that's probably how they win the match out. But Liv Morgan's retaining. They're going to stretch this story out at bare minimum until Survivor Series. That's the bare minimum. They're stretching out bare minimum until Survivor Series. But yeah, I have Liv Morgan retaining. They're going to have Rhea Ripley continue to chase after Liv Morgan. Now, we get one of the matches that could be the main event. Solo Sikoa, Jacob Fatu versus Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes. This match is very interesting. At first, I thought it was very simple of having Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes being the clear winners. But the more and more I thought about it, the more and more I'm starting to think that I think the Bloodline may actually win this match. I think the story that they are going to tell is that Roman Reigns cannot get his empire back, and that he's going to need more and more help. And if you really want to build this new bloodline as a credible threat that Roman has to overcome, I think you have to have them win. It's either the bloodline is winning or this is going to end a disqualification. It's one or the two. Because you cannot have Roman and Cody win. If you have Roman and Cody win, that makes it too easy for Roman. You need to have Roman suffer and struggle to get his throne back. I think you need to have the bloodline win. And if the bloodline do win, Solo Sikoa is pinning Roman Reigns. Easy as that. You need to have Solo Sikoa come off as a credible threat, have him pin Roman Reigns, because we know eventually they're going to have that one-on-one match. That way, Solo can have something over Roman. He already took the bloodline, he took the Ulafala. Now he can say that he also pinned Roman as well, proving that he's actually the tribal chief. So I think that's a great narrative they can play. I don't think any returns is going to happen, but I do think the bloodline with Jacob Fatu and Solo are going to win, or it's going to end disqualification. Now, there are narratives of maybe Randy or Kevin Owens potentially costing the match, which could be very interesting. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think I think Randy and KO will come in and probably interfere, because of course the bloodline, they're going to interfere, so Randy and KO may end up helping. But I think KO is going to be the reason why Roman and Cody lose. I don't think Randy's going to be it. I think KO is going to be the reason why. Whether he turn heel or not, that I can't really predict, because I don't know when Triple H is going to turn him heel. He could pull a swerve and make Randy turn heel. But yeah, I can't really predict when KO is going to turn. I don't know if he's going to do it at Survivor Series. He's going to do it now. It's very hard. But for this match in particular, I think Solo Sikoa will pin Roman Reigns with Jacob Fatu and Solo Sikoa picking up the victory. Now we get another match, the last match on the card that probably should main event. Me personally, it doesn't matter to me. But CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre in a Hell in a Cell match. This feud has been amazing since it first started back in January of 2024. This has been so amazing. The fact that they've been able to make this feud last as long as it has been nothing but amazing, especially when for the first like 5 months of the feud, they didn't even wrestle each other, which is even more crazy. This feud has been great from the beginning of Drew McIntyre constantly taunting and constantly insulting CM Punk, injuring CM Punk, then mocking him once he won the World Heavyweight Championship, then CM Punk constantly screw Drew McIntyre multiple times for the World Heavyweight Championship. This has been an amazing feud. I think CM Punk should win this match. I think it makes sense. I think the reason why is because a lot of people want Drew to win, but people need to understand Drew McIntyre is not the babyface in this situation. I don't know why people keep bringing up that he got screwed 3 times for the World Heavyweight Championship, not adding context to why he got screwed. Drew McIntyre started this feud. He's the one that started this feud. And I think Drew McIntyre needs to lose because it would add more character. The reason why a lot of people love Drew heel work is because of him losing, him going crazier and crazier off of losses. If Drew McIntyre wasn't losing, we wouldn't like him as much. I think they need to have him continue to lose for him to continue to get more and more crazy, more and more losing his mind, continue to crash out, especially him losing to CM Punk of all people, someone he hates, him crash out even more, progressing that story. Plus, we all know they're going to eventually run that Seth Rollins and CM Punk feud eventually. You need to have CM Punk built strong for when he faces Seth Rollins. And how do you build him up strong? Have him beat Drew McIntyre. Simple as that. I think CM Punk is the perfect choice to win this match. It doesn't matter to me personally, but I would prefer it to be CM Punk, and I think CM Punk is the right choice. Plus, this is CM Punk's first feud back in WWE. I think it makes sense for him to win this match as well. But I'm overall excited for this card. You guys let me know your predictions down below. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. But yeah, that's it.